American 65, change tower runway 4 left short and line up and wait.
American 65, 4 left short, line up and wait.
Hello and welcome aboard. Welcome to Long Beach, California, and aboard our Howard 500. Interesting looking plane, isn't it? Yeah, it's kind of a bits and bobs kind of plane. Let's give it a little bit of flap. Nice. Still making noise, but whatever. Ooh, nice. Actually, a pretty darn nice cockpit, actually. All right, let's go ahead and take this plane to the air. The Howard 500 is an executive transport aircraft that was produced by Howard Aero Incorporated in the early 1960s. Now, why do I say it's a bits and bobs aircraft? Well, in the 50s and 60s, Howard Aero had been remanufacturing military surplus Lockheed Lodestars and Lockheed Venturas for the executive market. Now, they took what they needed from those aircraft and created this one. It has a strong resemblance to both of those aircraft, but it was pretty much a brand new design. And all 500s had a completely new fuselage. The only major components taken directly from the Lockheed aircraft were the outer wing panels, which came from surplus Venturas, and the undercarriage, which came from Lockheed Harpoons. Howard purchased the wings and fuselage jigs from Lockheed and used the patterns for the jigs for the new aircraft. So even though it wasn't necessarily made of those aircraft, it was made from those aircraft in kind of a way. Now, the fuselage differed from the Venturas in being designed from the outset for pressurization, and the wings were designed wet. And I tried to figure out, what does wet mean? No idea. No idea. The way they phrased it, I have no clue what they meant when they say the wings were designed wet. You know, whatever. It was probably a phraseology that it's just lost on me, honestly. The pressurization system maintained a differential which was greater than any other prop or turboprop executive aircraft on the market at the time, maintained a sea level cabin pressure up to 16,000 feet. So until you get above 16,000 feet, you were basically by cabin pressure at sea level. The engine was a brand new design, high power, lightweight version of the Pratt & Whitney R2800 that was developed for the DC-6. Propeller hubs were taken from the F4U Corsair. The four-blade props and spinners were from DC-7s. Didn't I say this aircraft was like a part and parcel aircraft? Yeah, it's kind of like a mutt plane, honestly. Still, nice looking aircraft, isn't it? Now, the Howard 500 can accommodate 10 to 14 passengers with a large window for each person. Increased fuel tankage over the PV-2 Ventura gave a maximum range with full reserves of 2,600 miles. That's 4,200 kilometers. Pretty nice maximum cruise speed. Let's see, what was it? 350 miles an hour. That's 560 kilometers an hour at 21,000 feet or 6,400 meters. Now, this is exceptional performance for a piston aircraft, especially an executive aircraft. However, it came just as turboprops hit the market. And really, executives want the newest and greatest and latest, and they all went turboprop. This aircraft didn't make it. Didn't make nearly the market print that it wanted to. Even though this aircraft's performance is equal, if not better, than many of those turboprops. And also, it was priced less, which you think would be a good thing, but no, it wasn't. How many of these aircrafts were produced? Sadly, 22. A further 8 were converted from earlier PV2s to virtually the same standard, but that means 30? Okay, 30 aircraft were produced. This is a beautiful looking aircraft. I mean, externally it looks beautiful. It was high pressurization, it was fast, it could compete with the turboprops, but it wasn't a turboprop, so people didn't want it. Kind of sad. Crew of 2, pilot and co-pilot, could carry 19 passengers. Power plant was 2 Pratt & Whitney R2800 CB17s. They produced 2,500 horsepower apiece. We already talked about the max speed and the range on this aircraft. A nice looking plane. I'm going to try to get us back into Long Beach without killing us. Now, I have noted that civilian aircraft aren't really a big hit amongst you guys that watch these, but hopefully I'm going to hit upon some really nice civilian aircraft here. I like this one. I like also that in the virtual cockpit you have the GPS. You don't have to pull the GPS onto a second screen, which is great for those of you that use a single screen monitor or single screen setup, because all monitors are single screen by default. Duh. But it's nice to have that built right into the virtual cockpit. Of course, that's not accurate to the aircraft, but that's okay. None of the gauges are. Honestly, looking at them, I'm like, no, those probably are not accurate to the aircraft. Still, this is an amazing aircraft. Another amazing aircraft from Hughes. I mean, we looked at the H1 Racer, and then this Hughes 500, or I'm sorry, Howard 500. And then, of course, he had the Spruce Goose, which I promise I'm going to try to find one. But for whatever reason, he just didn't hit it quite exact. All right, where's my... There we go. All right, let's get her down. And we greased the landing. Oh, that goodness, that was a three-pointer. What a pretty plane, though. I mean, it does look amazing. There's those four-bladed props that were taken off the DC-7 propeller hubs from the F4U Corsair. And look at that door opens. Like, you can sort of see inside at the beautiful interior of this aircraft. Now, this pack comes with a whole host of Howard 500s, so there's plenty of different liveries for you to play with. This would be a nice supplement to an earlier, the Spartan Executive that we did earlier, which was a single-engine executive aircraft. This would be a nice follow-on to that, a nice twin-engine executive aircraft. Beautiful airplane. Link is in the description as always. I've been DerTebbers. This has been your Flight Simulator X-Plane Spotlight, the Howard 500, an executive transport aircraft from the 1960s. Until next time, happy flying, everybody.
Good evening, ATO 101 Heavy.
ATO 101 Heavy, good afternoon. Wind 090848, split to land.
On behalf of the flight crew, thank you for flying with us and have a pleasant stay.